So, Mike, iko ground, and that's how you can see us here. We are in Gikomba market today. We want to discuss the Mitumba economy, trying to seek to understand it. Teresia Wairimu, who is the chairperson of the Mitumba Consortium Association of Kenya, is our guest. Mariam Bishar is out there. She will be having one-on-one conversations with some of the traders, understanding their business, just also showing us the expanse of Gikomba market. People just know Gikomba. Gikomba is huge. So, Teresa, yes. It is a big market.
Yes.
When we say Gikomba, some people just know Gikomba from one end. Janet, from the route that we used to actually get to where we are today,
yes,
here at the Pumwani Social Hall, it's a different route, it's a different distance from Gikomba. How big is this Gikomba?
Oh, Gikomba is big. We are sitting on 30 acres of land.
Wow. Where? 30 acres.
Na imeja.
Yote.
Yote. Imeja watu.
Teresia, it's good to have you again here, and thank you for inviting us to come and have a conversation with your members of your Consortium Association.
Yes.
But Janet has the day's quote, and it is apt.
It is very apt for, you know, the news that came out yesterday, where the new Pope was able to be seen and make his first address. So he said, the dignity of every human life must be protected from conception to natural death. I'll say that again. This again is Pope Leo XIV, formerly Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, who emphasized the sanctity of human life. He said the dignity of every human life must be protected from conception to natural death. I can see Teresa is taking notes and agreeing.
Dignity of every human life protected all the way from conception.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, the dignity of a human life. If God has allowed somebody to live, then they should be given an opportunity to live, and not just to live. I believe the word dignity means a lot here, because it is not just about living, but living a dignified life. And dignified life means a lot.
It's a quality of life.
Yes, it is.
Which segues into what you told us a couple of weeks back when he hosted you at the NTV studio.
Yes.
And you said Mitumba plays a role in the dignity of people. Yes. Please explain again.
Yeah, I believe Mitumba has played a big role in Kenya, especially because we are an economy that has so many people who are living below poverty line. So Mitumba has given a majority of Kenyans dignity, in the sense that a man is able to clothe his own household. With as little as 1,000, he can clothe the entire family. And when we talk about dignity, that is what we call dignity. Dignity is not just about buying a new clothes that is costing you 1,000 or 2,000. But dignity is about a man who is proudly clothing his own family from his own labor. Ni kidogo, lakini watu wake wako sawa. That is what we call dignity.
Na hawana viraka.
Hawana viraka, wako smart. Hata hakuna mtu anajua kama huyu amevaa mpya, huyu amevaa mzee. Wote wako hivyo.
I like that, and I remember Teresa telling us that when she came, and it's really about the perception. Vile tu amesema, the perception has been for the longest time that they don't, but you're saying no, it's dignified. Now you can see how the style has evolved, how the quality has evolved, and we'll get into that. I just want to share some numbers, because we've covered this story extensively, even as Business Daily Nation. It constitutes approximately 60% of Kenya's clothing sector. This is Mitumba. Employment, the Mitumba industry is a significant employer, directly and indirectly supporting over 2 million Kenyans, and some of these numbers, Teresa will come back and say, how does it translate on the ground? Economic contribution in 2019, I know this is a while back, the sector contributed 12 billion in taxes.
Wow.
Underscoring the importance of the national economy. It talks about the import value. Kenya imported second-hand clothing and textiles worth 38 billion in 2023. And the consumer base, an estimated 91.5% of Kenyans purchased Mitumba, which reflects a widespread acceptance and reliance. And finally, the Nairobi's Gikomba market is the largest hub for Mitumba trade. That's why we're here today, employing around 100,000 people and serving as a central point for distribution across the country.
Yes.
Teresa, these numbers are impressive.
Yes.
They're huge.
They are huge, yes.
What is it, at what point did this sector begin to experience a trajectory in growth? Round about what time?
I think it is a need in our country, the need for job creation. And this sector is very good because with as little as even 1,000, wewe kama ni mtu wa kujituma, unajiajiri kazi. So many people have come here after university, after high school, because there are no jobs. So wanaanza kidogo, wanajikuza, and most of them have found out that this is actually a job. Some of them even gave up on looking for other jobs because this became their main job. We have housewives. Wale wanajaribu kusaidia kwa nyumba, kusupplement the budget. Walikuja na kidogo sana. So today, most of them have even become the main breadwinners because they saw an opportunity. So this opportunity have grown over the years. Mitumba started in the 70s. Now it's over 50 years. We have been in the market. So the sector is continuing to grow as people are desperately looking for work. Even today and tomorrow, people will still come to Gikomba. Anabeba t-shirt tano, anaenda nauza, and tomorrow you'll find them buying a bale. It is an opportunity that only works for people who are hardworking. Don't mistake it to be easy money.
I like that. And Teresa, just before we continue, now that you've talked about hardworking Kenyans, Mariam Bisha is joining some of them right now. She's out there, she's on the ground, she's with some of the traders. Wacha basi atuongeleshe as she engages some of the traders and maybe some of the buyers. Mariam Bisha, talk to us a little bit about Gikomba this morning and what it is that the traders are telling you.
And like I said, when we got on here at 5 in the morning, it was already looking crazy busy. Kama unadhani 5 a.m. ni mapema, please amka mapema. And I'm just looking around. It's already up and running, barely 8 a.m. Kila mtu amefungua biashara. Everyone is ready for the day to see what's happening. If you just have a look around, ukilala hapa, everything is going to miss. Everything is going to go right over your head. Look at the amount of activity. Kila mtu na beli yake, kila mtu na mkokoteni yake. That's the amount of business going on here at this time. The amount of money changing hands at this time, this early. We're going to talk to a few traders, see what exactly happens. Haya, bales inaunloadiwa hapo. That's what it looks like. Mkisikia bale atia mali safi, this is what it looks like. Ndio hiyo. Nothing needs to be said there, guys. Kusikia mali safi, ndio hiyo. Camera, ndio hiyo. This is exactly how we start getting the job done. And then now we move into, okay, who is sorting these clothes? Who is doing value addition for them? Who is getting them to you? Who's taking them to that Instagram store? Ndio kuje useme, ini camera. But wacha tuongea na Jeff, who owns several businesses here. He is a trader and he's right behind me. Jeff, uko na simu nyingi kwanza? First of all, that's how I know you're a serious person. But good morning. Tafadhali give us a little intro into who Jeff is. Na unafanya biashara gani here at Gikosh.
Okay, good morning to you. Thank you for coming to the ground to see what people does and what happens in Gikomba market. My story is a bit long enough. And I would like to say that I'm a TV host at EBN TV first, and I also own some business around Gikomba. And I do this because sometimes if you rely on salary, it won't take you far. But now, as you see around this place, it's like we have got different businesses. Like you see, we've got people on wheelbarrows selling pieces of t-shirts and other products like caps. We have socks. We have different items, even swimming costumes around this area. We have belts around the same place. We have shirts, we have hoods, we have different things around this place. So one thing I would like to say is that once I started, when I thought of this business, I just started it with 95,000 shillings, and this is 2019. Yes, 95,000 shillings. And starting off, it was not easy. Although sometimes it's about how you articulate your mathematics and how you balance your accounts. And coming up to this point is when after picking bells from every time, like every week. You have to be consistent in what you're doing. So when I did this in every week, I found like now as we speak, I have a stock of around 5 million, and this is from 95,000 shillings that I started with. So when it comes to business in cucumber, it's about simple things but quality. Yeah, what we value first is the quality, not the price.
I like that. 95,000 shillings to 5 million Kenya shillings. That's quite the growth. We're still having a look at what's happening here. The amount of hustle, bustle. By the time mtu anafika Toi, anafika kwingine, nguo zake zimetoka Gikomba 9 times out of 10. What does that process look like? Nguo zinatoka wapi? Ndio zifike Gikosh, ndio ziende sasa everywhere else that we see them. What does that process look like? Before we even get into the how to turn 95,000 into 5 million, because atakuingia hiyo story, hiyo mathematics kidogo. But hizo belts tunaona zikipita, zinatoka wapi exactly?
All right. Now we've got different people import from different places like China, we have UK, we have Turkey, we have Oman, we have Lithuania. We have different places where people import their belts from. And the moment you import, I think you import your belt, you find that...
Sorry, I'm going to have a small chai tu kidogo. Msini judge, but wacha tuendelee. Sorry, Jeff, could you continue? As we have a cup of tea for me and you, sawa?
Yeah, we shall have it. It's all right.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, what happens is I had started with, it's like a lot of people import. We have different sources where we import from. Like where we have Cabana still. This is around this place. We have Mlolongo, and we have. Then after we import, where we land, the landing place is Gikomba. And Gikomba, as people know, is a big market in East Africa. It's the biggest actually. And so this is where we
Everything comes
place
together.
to this place. And when it comes to this place, so that you get a good jacket like the one I'm wearing. This is a Mitumba one.
Yes.
You get it to Toi or another market, even to like a place around Thika Road and another place like Gikomba Thika and other places. You find that you have to open the belts. Then after you open, you in one bell.
Can I stop you just before we get into anything? Can I get some chai and then we get back into the bell has come. We've opened the bell. Let's see how we're moving. Unaweza kama hapa kidogo as we get some chai and you tell me a little bit about yourself, your name. Come too. She doesn't want to. It's Osaki. Kuja tu. Uko busy kidogo. Unarudi. Aya, she says ako busy kidogo but chai bado tunakunywa sawa. Vikombe mbili. Aya, sawa basi. Tuko na trader mwingine. Please hold your thoughts, Jeff. I know it's a lot going on, but we have another trader. Tafadhali, please tell me your name. Alafu nimekuona hapa. Hapa ni kwako.
The place actually there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your name?
I'm Kelvin.
Calvin.
Yeah. I'm a thrift seller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm based in Gikomba.
Unauza nini exactly? A thrift?
I sell men's, ladies wear, and kids stuffs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything about thrift.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was speaking to Jeff trying to figure out hizi nguo zina travel aje, importers, beli inakuja, then inakufikia, then inaenda sijui Toi, inaenda kila mahali. What is your turnaround? Like unanunua bale ngapi, unauza ngapi?
It depends with what you are buying. Juu kuna different prices of bill. Yeah, kuna men's kama kuna men's shirts, kuna trousers, kuna cargo pants. So each bill ina price yake.
Okay.
Yeah, na price vary with the quality as well.
Aya. Mimi nataka bale ya crop tops because nangoja summer. Hiyo ni kama ngapi?
So actually kuna bill ya crop top. Utabai tu bill ya ni tops actually but mixed.
Okay.
So hapo utapata crops kama 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
2, 3.
ukitaka hizo crops zako sasa,
Okay.
unakuja through mtu kama mimi sasa. Mungu kula kamera. Nikishakula kamera sio nakupatia hizo unataka.
Okay.
But hauwezi pata bill mzima ya crop tops.
All right.
Ungani mix.
I like that.
Yeah.
Aya. So at least I have an idea of what that looks like. Jeff alikuwa anatupatia vision yake ya what happens. How to make it, of course, with a bill, turning it into a business. Because even ndio kila mtu anaanza, si ndio? Was that the same story for you?
Exactly. At
Bill
first,
ya kwanza ilikuwa how much?
Mr. Kwa ilikuwa by actually ilikuwa 25k na ilikuwa ni t-shirts.
Peke yake?
Yeah, ilikuwa ni t-shirts but from then hapo tukalan in a way pia bill uchoma mtu at times. Yeah. So ilifika point nika have to buy one by one.
Wait, bill inachoma mtu aje?
Kama times unapata ukibuy hiyo bill, I return actually ile pesa ulibuy nayo. Yeah. So una opt at times so kuchukua I prefer like now kuchukua one piece by piece.
Piece by piece.
Yeah.
So that means kuna mtu mwingine anachukua bill, wewe unakuja unachukua piece by piece.
Akikata bill itwa three varieties. Kuna first camera, second and third.
Okay. First camera, second and third.
Muchas ana first camera. Iwe ni t-shirt, iwe ni jeans, iwe ni hata ya watoto.
Okay.
I prefer first.
So, Mr. Expert sana, but najua camera ni, it looks new, sindio?
Yeah,
first grade. Yeah. So difference ya first camera, second camera ni nini?
Utaiona tu ukishika. Yeah. Kama ni t-shirt una t-shirt.
Ili mtushi.
Hizi ni first. Hizi ni mpya zote. Nimevaa first camera kila kitu.
First camera.
Yeah.
Alright, sawa. Hii ukitry cause ini mtushi pia. Hebu try and guess ilikuwa grade gani?
Ni first. Ni smart. Ni safi inaonekana hata.
Alright, amesema yangu ni first camera pia. Now, which is true, I hope alisema ni camera. Tunaingia mtu wetu wa chai alipotea, guys. So kunywa chai. Let me bring back Jeff because alikuwa anatupatia hiyo nini thread and we'll get back to him in just in a minute because yake expand, amefungua shops kadha and we'll get into that. But for now we're getting back into studio with Janet and Eric. I'm just giving you what it looks like at Gikomba at 8 in the morning. And like I said, tulifika hapa 5. And it was looking more or less the same. The only difference was there was no sunlight. So kama unadhani 5 ni mapema, wewe ndio shida, okay? Amka. We're back in studio with Jano and Eric. When we get back, we'll speak to more traders, see what it looks like. Tuongee mambo ya tax pia. How is it hurting? And these proposals of banning Mitumba, why? Over to you, Jano.
Mariam and chai itakuja. Even smallest ever kwa YouTube amesema, I got you. We'll give you the tea. Mariam is on the ground there with some traders. Alikuwa anaongea mambo ya camera, which Teresa is even telling us here is it's not just good quality, but it's trendy. We heard one of the traders talking to Mariam about the different ways that they categorize the clothing. The bales come in, then they're able to now separate with regards to the quality, whether it's trendy, and so on and so forth. Nimeona some clothes there behind the scenes that I'm timing. So after this, I'm going to go there really quickly. But it's incredible to see Mariam speaking to these traders about, first of all, the first one, Jeff, talking about how with 95,000 and 6-7 years later, that has translated to 5 million. I think those are the numbers I heard. So obviously, to Teresa's point, it's about how you're able to earn a living and even empower your family, take your kids to school, invest. So it's incredible just seeing the journey of the different traders, and we'll be there throughout the morning. I wanted to speak to regulation, or should we get into that later?
Yeah. I'd like first to know just the organization of this business, right? So Mitumba obviously are not here. I've heard Jeff saying kuna nguo zinatoka mpaka wapi? Lithuania.
Yes.
You know, I thought that Mitumba just come from America.
Amesema Turkey. He's mentioned a couple of places.
Lithuania. So in all those places, Teresa, how do those clothes then get into Kenya?
Yes.
Who brings them to Kenya?
Yes.
How do they end up in Gikomba? How do they end up in the shops?
Yes.
And how do they end up in the streets and the markets across the country?
Yes.
What's that chain?
Journey.
Oh, we have a very big and beautiful value chain. Mitumba is collected at source, be it in America, Europe. So Lithuania is one of the European states. Britain, Australia, all over. Basically, and then they are sorted in all those countries. And now preparation of Mitumba.
What is sorting?
Sorting is now where they are cleaned and categorized to come to Africa.
Okay, hold on. Let's just walk this slowly. Please bear with me, yeah?
Yes.
Because there are very many people who don't know.
Yes.
So Mitumba imetoka kwa mwili ya nani?
Number one, Mitumba is collected from people who feel like I have too many clothes, I have to donate some.
Okay.
So Mitumba is a collection of clothes that are good quality given by people who don't need them anymore.
Okay.
Kuna watu wanafikiria Mitumba ni watu wakikufa nguo zao.
Yes.
Hapana. Everybody hata hapa Kenya, including you, Eric.
It's hand me down.
Kuna nguo ziko kwa kabati yako. You are not using them. So hiyo ndio Mitumba.
Okay.
So beginning from now, wameipeana, wameweka kwa zile bins, collection bins. Zile zimewekwa hapo in case you don't need your clothes. Sasa they are collected from there and taken to the sorting centers. Now sorting centers is where by now they categorize them according to their market needs. Remember, if it is America, kuna high street, mahali wanauza hizo mitumba. Pia huko kuna thrift shops. Kuna zile zinapelekwa huko. Na because they are in excess, they are just too much. Americans, they will not consume all of them. So inabidi watafute market. Zingine zinakuja Africa, zingine zinakuja huko North America, na zingine zinaenda countries zingine zile zinahitaji. But now from now the sorting center, they are now categorized according to the market need. Remember, in Kenya, we also have our Kenya Bureau of Standard Protocols of Importation. So in the sorting center, that is now where they categorize for Kenyan market according to the government requirement. They are fumigated, and they are cleaned, and they are packaged according to the protocols in Kenya. And now that is how now they are brought into the country. They are not brought by them. Kenyans, we buy them. We import them now from the source.
From the sorting center.
Yeah, from the sorting center, be it in Britain, be it in China, Pakistan, Dubai, Lithuania.
And all of those countries have their different sorting centers.
And all of them, they have their own different sorting centers, and the market are also different. We have the American material, that's a different market with Canada. We have the English, which is now Britain, Australia, and we also have the European goods. All these are different qualities. But now these qualities, wale wako kwa soko wanazijua, including huyo mtu umeona kwa kibanda. Anajua hii ni UK, hii ni America, hii ni China.
But just by looking.
Yeah, by looking. It is known. It is watu wamegrow na hiyo business. I like what one gentleman has said. Alijaribu kufungua bills zikamchoma, akaenda kuchagua. And for your information, the two people ambao wameongea hapo, wameanza juu sana. Not many people have started with the 25,000. Mwenye ameanza na 90, huyo alikuwa Sonko. Hata hatujui vile alikuja.
Huwa wanaanza na as low as 1,000.
Myself, I started at 3K.
3,000
Mimi
bob.
nilianza na 3,000 bob. Sasa yeye kusema alianza na 90, huyo alikuwa mdosi kabisa. Watu wanaanza na even 1,000. Mimi mwenyewe nimesaidia watu, anakuja anachagua socks, anachagua t-shirt 1,000. 1,000 bob. Anachagua, anaenda anauza.
I know I want to get to Teresia's story, actually. I know tunaenda break sahi, but I just wanted to pick you from, so you said they're collected from the source, then now how do they come to Kenya? How do they come to Kenya?
Yeah, now from the sorting center, now an importer buys them now from the sorting center. If you are importing clothes in Kenya, you buy them from the sorting center. Now they are shipped in containers. They come up to Mombasa. So then from Mombasa, another safari inaanza. That's where now the clearing agent comes in. And he takes charge of the container. You pay duty. Hapa tumesema, nimesikia umeongea mambo ya 2019. The trade contributed 12 billion. That was 2019. By 2023, it had grown to 16 billion.
Wow.
By 2023, it had grown to 16 billion.
Contribution of tax.
Yeah, tax. Hiyo hapo ndio tunalipa duty in Mombasa and taxes. Sasa from there, inasafirishwa kutoka Mombasa to Nairobi. Zingine zinakuja na SGR, zingine zinakuja na trucks. Zinakuja Nairobi. Nairobi,
is it still the same importer who's handling this?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, now the importer amepatia clearing agent. Clearing agent anafanya kitu inaitwa clearing and forwarding. Forwarding means anakuletea mpaka kwa mlango yako, kwa warehouse. Ikifika kwa warehouse, it is offloaded. Now our value chain inakuja sasa, ikifika kwa soko tena inaanza tena. Because ikifika kwa soko kuna offloaders. Kuna watu wako hapa kwa soko na tumewaona wengine wamebeba mkokoteni. Kazi yao wao hawanunui bale, lakini wanakuja kubeba. Kazi yao ni kubeba. Wanaanzia na offloading. The container is offloaded na inawekwa kwa warehouse. And then wanaload tena, wanapeleka kwa shop. Sasa ikifika kwa shop ikiuzwa, wao ndio wanabebea mteja. Wanapelekea mteja mahali anataka mzigo ifike. So hiyo ikifika warehouse inakuja sasa kwa shops. Ikikuja kwa shop ndio retailer sasa ananunua.
Okay.
Retailer akichukua value chain nyingine inaanza. Hapo ndio umesikia camera 1, camera 2, camera 3.
Let's take a break. Yes. Now we want to understand how this whole business is organized, and we've heard from a donation from a household goes to a sorting center, sorting, then an importer goes and buys in bulk, comes to the coast, it's brought all the way to Nairobi, gets into a warehouse, and from there retail begins. We'll understand how this retail works from Teresia Wairimu, who's the chair of the Mitumba Consortium Association of Kenya. Mariam Bishar is out there. We are having a micro ground today in Gikomba, understanding the Mitumba business. We'll be back in a moment. Ask any question that you'd like to ask here. And if you're anywhere around the Pumwani Social Hall, come. We'd like to have a conversation with you as well. Back in a moment.
To make it even deeper ndani Gikosh, as you can hear, market is open. Tuko soko. I want to show you guys the difference between whistling na kupiga binja. Whistle ni kupiga binja.
Kamera, soni mbili, wale wa munyo, pande hii, ndiyo hiyo, wewe, sangura, ndiyo hapa ndani, ndiyo hiyo. Sombiri.
Aya, hiyo ni kupiga binja. Wacha nimuulize. Hey, mali yako hapa ni kamera, naona sana. Aya, bill moja unatoa kama hizi ngapi?
Kama around 250.
250 easy.
That is estimate. Yeah.
Alafu unauza ngapi?
Nauza na sombiri kwa saa hii. Then baadaye niuze 150. Hapo pengine niuze 100. Tukienda hivyo sasa.
Okay. Nimeona hiyo bei inaenda ikipungua. Aya, first camera ni 200,
300. Alafu itadepend na nguo venye iko. So kuna zingine zinakuwa na bei kali 800 hapo dhao. Hivyo tuko hivyo namna hiyo.
Naweza spend 1000 nikiingia Gikosh.
Kabisa.
1000 nguo moja.
100. Hata 1500. Yes.
Nguo kama gani?
Itanipeni kama ni Manchester, Chelsea, hizo vitu sasa, hizo malogos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vitu origi 1500 thao hizo za logo kubwa. Sawa. Wacha tuingie hapa pia. What's your name? Tafadhali tuambie jina lako. Alafu tuambie biashara imekuaje the last year or two.
Jina yangu ni Teresia Wairimu. Kwa sai biashara iko chini sana. Hakuna makastoma kama beleni sababu uchumi uko juu. Bele ya miaka kama 3 hivi, hii bele tulikuwa tunanunua 20k. For now ni 30k.
Bale ilikuwa 20k, sasa imefika 30k. Now how much do you make from the bale? Na ilikuwa how much kitambo? You used to make how much from the bale na say how much do you make from bale moja?
Belen venye ilikuwa inauzwa 20k, tulikuwa tunauza kamera na sobiri na 150. Kwa sai lazima tuuze so 3, so 4 ndio at least ifikise hiyo pesa yake. Na customer wenyewe hawafiki bei. So ni kungangana sana, hata bero tunaweza uza wiki.
Bale moja wiki mzima. Haya. Ukiangalia competition hapa, na of course kuna watu wanataka kuban mitumba sasa. We only buy new clothes. Unafikiria nini juu ya hiyo story?
Hiyo itakuwa baya sana kwa sababu hii Gikomba imebeba watu wengi sana. 100 people wenye wako hii soko. Kuna ule wa kubeba, kuna ule ako store, kuna wale wananunua na kuna sisi tunawauzia. So hasola wengi wako kwa hii soko. So wakimaliza watakuwa wamemaliza watu wengi sana.
Haya basi, wacha nipande hapa. Haya basi. Kuna bell hapa inafunguliwa. Bell inafunguliwa hapa. Ini bell ya nini? Nata niambia. Ini bell ya nini? Sweatpants. Bell ni ya sweatpants yote. How many pieces of sweatpants zinatoka kwa bell moja?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Haina shida. Wenye wananunua hapa, are you guys buying ndio muuze? guys are buying ndio wauze ama for themselves? Let me ask, kama hii bail sasa, hawa wananunua hapa, are they buying for themselves ama ndio waende wakauze?
Wananunua ende wakauze, hata wakipata guo kwa 20 bob hawananga shida, ila watoto wao waone cha kukula.
Aya basi, when you open a bail like this, inakaa wiki mzima, ingine inachoma biashara, ingine ni bail mbaya, it happens, ni kawaida ya biashara, si ndio? So how often do you get malile safi?
Malile safi ni ile bail inaitwa, kuna first camera na kuna ile ya second camera. Sasa hiyo ya first ndio sana tunataka, hata kama inauzwa 30k ndio sababu customer ndio wanaitaka.
So you guys can see very well, hizi zote ni sweatpants. By the time imekufikia kuna mtu anaongeza value addition. Kuna watu wanasema ni kipasi ama nioshe ama nipeleke huko uptown, naongeza bei, si ndio? Do you sell to those people? Wase wako na Instagram stores hizo?
Yeah.
Na wauzia pia?
Na wauzia pia. Okay. Wako tu kusoko.
Pia wako kusoko. Sawa basi. Kila mtu ako hustle yake. Hii ni kama nimeingia sekta ya sweatpants, na mimi napenda sweatpants personally, na hizo sports inaitwaje?
Minyo.
Mimi najua minyo ile ya tumbo, inaitwa minyo.
Inaitwa minyo.
Mbona?
Sababu ni smooth. Inateleza.
So, basi mmesikia inaitwa minyo. We're getting back to studio. Jano, Eric with Teresia. Please, skizeni what people are saying here, what the impact of a mitumba ban would be, na pia taxes mpya zikiongezwa. Do you think people will be able to afford mitumba wakiongezwa bei tena?
Sio ni tuki-afford, sababu unaona hii sasa inauza 30k. Ni ile kungangana unauza karibu wiki mzima. So wakituongeza ni kama wanatufukuza hii Gikomba.
Mmesikia hapo. Haya, Jano, Eric, we're back to you. Of course, we'll be getting back to the mic ground in just an hour. But for now, Teresia Wairimu, who is the chairperson of the Mitumba Consortium.
Well, hey. Yeah, so the trade is actually, now the business is thriving. It is so busy out there. You can just see Mariam is like, okay, over.
I know, no, umesikia kisema minyo. I know we need to work towards that.
Minyo and all. And Teresia, you'll explain to us in the different terminologies, even so you told us nguo zinafika kwa retailer.
Yes. Sasa zikifika kwa retailer, hivyo venye tumeona hapo. That is how they open the bail. Now the bail is broken. Once it is broken, there is the person tunaita camera. Camera inamaanisha you know camera, how you take pictures.
Yes.
Sasa hii camera ni kuchagua the best. There is one person who is now selecting the best out of that bail. Huyo ndio tunaita camera. Anachukua only the best, that is camera 1. Kuna mwingine yako hapo, si unaona kuna watu wanavuruta. They are called camera 2 and camera 3. Sasa mwenye kuuza bail anajua camera akishamaliza, hawa wengine wanafaa kuwa in possession of camera 2 and camera 3.
So
and
camera,
between all of them wanajua camera 1, camera 2, camera 3.
How do you qualify? Is it a qualification to be camera 1?
Yes.
Is it money ile uko nayo?
It is qualification. Number 1, wewe kama ni camera, you need to have money. Kuna pesa unafaa kuwa nayo. That is number 1. Number 2, wewe ni mjanja. You know how to identify good quality clothes. It is, when we talk about camera, does not necessarily mean new. It means good quality
or trendy
and trending, or you can say on fashion. Yani ni kitu iko fashion.
Na mtu anaweza kumove from camera 3 kuwa camera 1.
Of course.
Or you stay in your...
No, it is a standard.
Okay.
Huyu camera 3 ananunua bei ya chini. Unaona camera 2 ako katikati. Sasa camera 1 ananunua bei ya juu. Ukisikia huyu akisema tunawapea na 400, ni kumaanisha camera 1 kwa hizo trouser wanawauzia 400.
Okay.
That is camera 1. So ukikutana nao kwa mtaa kwambia hii trau ni 1000. Sasa umesikia amepewa kutoka 400.
Lakini pia they have warned us that you need to be there. Exclusive. Mtu wa camera 1 wako hapo at the same time na camera 2 na 3.
Yes, because camera 1 ile kitu hataki inaenda na camera 2.
Ndio anapatia huyu.
Naye camera 2 ile hataki, camera 3 anachukua. Hivyo ndivyo iko.
Nikuulize, every day, is it the same ama sometimes kuna changes? Kumaanisha if it's camera 3 today, kesho nikiingia, depending on how much money I have, do I now say, sahi naangalia hizo za camera 1? Or how does it work? Every day is different?
Yeah, no, not really. Ukisema wewe ni camera, that means you are clientele. There are people who buys good quality only. Unaona ile top quality. Hiyo ni niche. Huyo ni mtu ame-identify his niche or her niche. Yeye ni mtu wa camera, hachukuangi number 2, hachukuangi number 3. There are other camera people who takes number 1 and number 2. Unaona? Lakini kuna wale wako exclusive. Mimi nikipata 1 ninaondoka. Ako sawa hivyo. Sasa hivyo ndivyo iko. And then hao watatu wakimaliza kuna zile zingine zinabaki. Sasa zile zinabaki ndio unasikianga mia zikipigiwa kidebe. Watu wa kuchagua, anybody can come now. Bei imeenda chini. Wanachagua wakimaliza hao. Sasa mwingine anakuja ndio anaitwa fagia. Fagia sasa ni yule anakuja na hesabiwa zote zile zimebaki. Ananunua zote, maybe anapeleka Kibera. Anaenda anaweka hapo, anauza. So si ndio unaenda Kibera, ukifikiria utakuta Maraka, unakuta watu wako smart. Very smartly dressed. Kwa sababu zile zimebaki zimeenda huko. And remember my first statement. Kusema nguo ni kamera sio lazima iwe mpya. Kuna nguo mpya utazipata kwa fagia. New ikiwa mpaka na tag utaipata kwa fagia. Why? It is good quality but haiko kwa fashion. Haiko trendy.
So trendy.
So haitachukuliwa. So hiyo ndio utapata kijijini ikinunuliwa. Unaona watu wote mpaka kijijini wako very smart, wako very nice. Sasa huyu amefagia, naye akifika kijijini kuna wale wa mama wanabeba na kiondoo, wanazungusha.
We are still distributing these clothes.
Yes. Sasa ikifika huko, huyo mama naye anakuja anafanya kamera. Anapewa sasa kwa hiyo fagia anachukua number 1.
Yani kuna system.
Anachukua number 1. Sasa na yeye ndio yule anapelekea watu manyumbani. Yeye ndio anaenda kuuzia watu kule home.
Hiyo ni kamera ya mtaa.
Sasa hiyo ni kamera ya mtaa. Sasa ndio zile unasikia anauzanga kamera ni bei gani ni so. Si umesikianga hiyo story, mtu anauza kamera lakini ni 100. Sasa huyo amechagua kwa fagia. Amepeleka. Yeah.
In all this, Teresia, regulation inaanza wapi, inaisha wapi?
Regulation ya serikali haiko sasa chini. Regulation iko juu. Iko kwa level ya importer. Kwa sababu importer ndio anahakikisha what is coming to the country is good quality. So the importer ndio anafuata sasa protocols za Kenya Bureau of Standard. Zikishapita pale zikikuja nao watu wote ni kuuza.
What are some of these protocols?
Protocols of importation ni kumaanisha kuna nguo haziwezi kuja kwa Kenya. Kwa market hazikuji. Zimekataliwa kukuja. Kama vitu kama innerwears. Hizi vitu za kuvaa ndani. Undergarments. They are not allowed to come.
We don't have mitumba underwear.
Sasa hizo zimekatazwa kabisa.
Okay. Understandably. Juu inaweza leta shida if it's
wanasema it's an imagination. Kila nguo iko kwa mwili na inaguza mwili. If you bought a shirt, sio lazima mwenye amevaa alikuwa amevaa vest. Si ilikuwa inaguza mwili. So sijaona tofauti.
Because I'm wondering if there's going to be the entire fumigation and cleaning at the sorting center, you'd say the same about bras and vests. If a vest would find its way into Kenya, why wouldn't the panties and underwears come to Kenya?
So bras is also not allowed?
They are not allowed.
Okay.
Undergarments are not allowed. That is one of the protocol. Number 2, they have to be fumigated. Number 3, we have to have the certificate of conformity at source, kusema kwa ile eneo hakuja kuwa na outbreak ya magonjwa fulani. So tunakuwa na certificate of public health. So mzigo ikikuja iko na certificate ya public health, iko na fumigation, and then kuna inspector yule anaangalia hizo maneno zote. We have people who are appointed by our government at source. Mashirika kama Kotekna, Bureau Veritas, SGS, how ndio agencies zimechaguliwa na serikali at source in those countries to make sure that we are conformed. So when the loading is happening, he is there to make sure that it has conformed. Yeah.
It's so good to know that there's a lot of those policies in place. Even though
Yes.
you've talked about the certificate of public health, that's what you
Yes.
said. It's important. How are the traders protected? For example, say they're sorting and everything.
Yes.
What happens if there's either a disagreement or kuna mtu ameonewa or something has been taken from them? Who protects traders from each other and also just from in the market? Who protects the traders?
I believe everybody akiwa kwa haso yake, yeye mwenyewe ndio police wa kwanza. Because this is your hustle. And we keep on saying this is our market. It has been passed down by our forefathers who have left. Wale walianzisha. So wale tuko, sisi ndio tunaiprotect. Especially through the association. Through the association, tunahakikisha soko iko conducive. Watu wanakaa na wanafanya kazi. Threat kubwa haiko sasa kwa traders, because every trader, even right now, the reason hauwaoni hapa, wako busy. Everybody is busy minding their own business. Kuna bere yangu, ninafungua, wateja wangu wamefika, ninawauzia. Everybody is very busy. Now, our biggest threat inakuanga kwa wakati tunataka kufungiwa mitumba. That is our biggest threat. Number 2, wakati soko yetu inachomeka.
Yeah.
Number 3, wakati tunasikia serikali inataka kuchukua soko. Those are our biggest threats. Na wakati tunasikia mtumba inafungwa. Hiyo hatukuli.
Hii soko, because you said it's about what, 30 acres?
Yeah.
It's about 30 acres,
30 acres.
of this soko.
Yes.
But what is this soko? Haina fence, haina ukuta. When
Yeah,
you say
lakini
30 acres,
sisi tunajua mipaka ya soko pahali iko.
is it demarcated as a market?
Yes, it is.
And gazetted as a market?
Yes. Yeah. 2015 there was a gazettement.
Okay.
Yeah, it is an open air market. Hii ni soko. Hii si private land. It is a market.
And all of it is on the ground?
Yes.
Hakuna any second floor, third floor?
Hapana, ni chini.
Has there been any conversation
ni kibanda
to raise it?
Yeah, because of the constant fires at the former regime. Walijaribu sana kuona venye tunaweza jenga. But it didn't happen. So even now, it is a conversation we would want to continue and engage. Hakuna mtu anachukia maendeleo. Sisi wote tunapenda maendeleo. And especially because hii ni hub, ina generate a lot of money even to the county government. If you can imagine the licenses zile watu wanalipa on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis, sababu kuna mpaka wale wako kwa barabara wanachajiwa daily. So there is a big collection of money in this market. So it would be fair if now the government also comes back na watusaidie kujenga. Wasipo tusaidia, watupatie ruhusa. We can develop it with our partners. We have partners who can help us to now develop the market into a modern market. We can make it a modern market.
And you've tried to recommend this,
Yes.
but they say no because?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But we have encountered so many problems. Watu wamepoteza pesa, millions of money through the fires. Na hizi mioto zenye tunaona kwa soko, we feel like somebody is really trying to discourage the traders. Somebody is trying to discourage this business and this trade. Sometimes tunafikiria ni sababu ya hii shamba. We are not very sure. But because sisi ni wafanya biashara, tunafikiria kuna watu wako na interest na hii shamba, na ndio maana inakuwa kila wakati iko targeted. For example, right now tuko na shida. It was gazetted eti pale kwa riparian serikali inataka kuchukua over 60 meters. 60 meters from the river ni kumaanisha ni Gikomba yote.
60 meters?
60 meters. Ilikuwa ichukuliwe.
6 meters.
Yeah. Wameigazette 60 meters.
From the lowest depth of the flood water, it should be 6 meters on both sides.
Sasa,
60 meters is...
Sasa wamesema 60 meters, alafu kuigazette, wameficha hapo wanasema and to put up affordable housings. Sasa hii soko
for market
haiwezi kachukuliwa, wale wanafanya biashara wanyang'anywe ndio wajenge affordable housing. It was not allocated for that. Unaona? So tumeenda kotini na tukapinga hiyo. Tukapinga the Ministry of Housing na mito na county government. Na the good thing, tulipewa court order. Kuna stay. Kukaa hivyo hakuna mtu kuguza na kesi inaendelea. We have our lawyer Ndegwanjiru anajaribu kututetea. We are in thousands. Hii soko ukiangalia wale watu wameingia saa hii is over 100,000 every day. Every day wanapata riziki yao hapo. Wanalipia watoto shule, wanalipa rental houses zao mahali wanaishi, wengine wanalea wazazi wao wakiwa nyumbani, na wengine wanajikimu kimaisha. We have our young people ambao hawajafanikiwa kupata kazi. Wanakuja hapa, wanachukua vitu za 1,000, ndio unakutana nao kwa mitaa wakiuza, wanajikimu kimaisha. So destroying this market is destroying livelihoods of people. Na hauwezi ukakua kama serikali wanasimama wanasema tunajaribu kutengeneza kazi. We want to create employment. This is already created employment. So ukifunga hii utapeleka hao watu wapi?
I really hope Teresa can stay.
No, she's staying.
She's staying. There's so many questions.
Tuko kwake biashara inaendelea, si ndio? Hatujazuia biashara yako.
Inaendelea.
Very good. So Teresa, as the chair of the Mitumba Consortium Association of Kenya, you're telling us a lot of things that are happening, and what we've been seeing as you're talking is shots from out of where we are. We are at the Pumwani Social Hall, but Mariam Bishar is out there, Mike Ikoko ground at Gikomba Market, and we can see shots as we take this break. We'll be back and continue to talk to more people, more traders, to understand the Mitumba economy. Back in a moment, and let's take this one. Jackson, you'll take the shots from Gikomba itself as we go into this break.